Hello, 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 hello. Ho, ho, ho.
Hello, everybody.
Sanibonani, abusheni, dumelang, ni hao. Ni hao ma. Yes, we are in the area. We're in the area. Welcome to episode 5 of After the Honeymoon.
Hi, everyone. We are so sorry. We haven't posted in a while. But, yeah, we are here now.
It's just been a week.
No.
Extra.
It's been like almost 3 weeks, I think, now.
Yes, it's a week extra. We post every 2 weeks. Yes. It's festivities, wrapping up the year. How's everyone feeling? I know a lot of people are saying it's end of year fatigue and, they can't wait to take a break. And, yeah, I think we are relaxed now a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
We can hear it in our voices.
Yes, chilling like a villain.
Yeah, we're a bit relaxed, enjoying our each other's company, our kids, family, our home. It's crazy how you don't realize how many things you actually want to do in your home. Because we hardly in our homes, eh?
Yeah.
Like we leave, we come back, we're not really really looking at really indulging in the home like we are now.
Yeah.
And then weekends come and you're busy doing stuff, and next thing it's back to the grind on a Monday. So now we've really just sat back and relaxed and soaked it all in. It's refreshing.
It is. And I hope you guys are also relaxing and chilling. And if you are still at work, I hope that it's not as hectic. It's a little more relaxed, Everyone needs some rest. Or if you're not going to rest now, maybe you're going to go on holiday in Jan. That's also a good time because places are not full or jam-packed as they are in December, or the roads are not as jam-packed as they are in December. So they're a little bit safer. But wherever you are, whatever you're doing, we hope that you guys are well. And thank you for joining us for our 5th episode.
Yes. Are you ready for the topic of this episode?
I'm ready.
So the topic for this episode is a very interesting one. It is about the holidays, the festivities. Whose side of the family do you go to for Christmas or for the holidays?
Yeah, Easter,
Well, more specifically, December holidays, right?
I think those two mainly, Christmas and Easter, because that's when people generally travel. Because some people, obviously, they work out of their hometowns. So a lot of people around Easter also like to travel to go back to their hometowns because that's where their root churches are at. So they like to have the festivities of, going to church and, doing that with their families. So definitely Christmas and Easter mostly.
And or whose side of the family is visiting y'all's home, if they are visiting. Is it both? Is it one side? Do you spread it out to this Easter we're going here, Christmas we're going here, then the next year? Obviously these are all ideals. There's a lot of dynamics in families that prevent ideals to happen, but that's the topic. And as we indulge and delve into it from our point of view, I'll start. For me, yeah, for me it's a tough one. I really don't like people in my space for too long, or being in other people's space for too long. So I'm still learning. You know, my wife is getting me, slowly assisting me in learning. If it was up to me, I'd go to I'd go to families and not even sleep there. You know, book a spot, see them, hey guys, and be out, and vice versa. You know, but what are the challenges about that? Because I also understand that we are different. That is my experience, or that is my ideal, and it obviously stems from maybe not necessarily growing up like that, because I used to visit a lot, but as and when I grew up, I just started not necessarily wanting to be in people's spaces for too long.
Can I ask you something?
Mm-hmm.
Does that maybe because you're saying you visited a lot?
Yes.
And you would never say now the way that you are.
Yeah.
That you actually visited a lot. So, did it maybe stem from maybe feeling unwelcomed, or feeling like you've overstayed your welcome in a place, or maybe feeling like you were treated a certain way? Is that maybe what has contributed to you feeling like you don't want to be in people's spaces or around other people for too long?
No, not at all. I actually can't recall like having terrible experiences from visiting, whether it's friends, whether it was family, cousins.
Mm-hmm.
I can't necessarily recall it, but obviously that is at that time. When you're a kid, you don't really look into things from an adult point of view, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think it's just me growing up and starting to have my own space, and just starting to, I don't know, just love my own space. I don't know how to explain, but like I enjoy people.
Mm-hmm.
I enjoy being in people's space, or people being in my space, as long as it's going to come to an end sooner rather than later.
Mm-hmm.
Whether it's me going, okay, cool, I'm good, I'm out, or whether it's okay, it's been Gucci, y'all can bounce now.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Even if you come back tomorrow, that's cool, but y'all can bounce. It's got nothing to do with, I don't recall any like traumas specifically in that regard.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Yourself?
We also, I grew up visiting a lot, and mostly my dad's side of the family, and getting a lot of visitors. Like, I remember specifically mostly during primary school, and a little bit early high school, if I remember correctly, but mostly primary school. We would have a lot of visitors, like my cousins, and my dad's side of the family, like Sibaningi. So I just remember like us being jam-packed in the house. It'd be like 20 kids in the house.
Damn.
And like some are sleeping on sponges, and
what y'all eating?
Food.
Damn.
But I remember it wasn't expensive as it is now.
Yeah.
So they could afford. I remember even at sometimes it would be mostly like June holidays when we would get visited. And I remember there'd be times even when our parents would take us to like Gold City, like all of us, and pay for all of us and all of our food, and and obviously looking back at it now, I'm like, how the hell did they afford to keep so many kids in one household? And you know how kids are when they're together. We want to eat. Like,
Bro,
we constantly opening the fridge and the cupboards.
Yep.
Fridge is constantly open. The cupboard is constantly open. And like I said, though, it was a lot easier back then. I know it was. Like, your rands went further back then. Now, there's no chance in hell, you know, that. Or if you do it, you really have to, like, think and budget.
Yeah.
Like, so how much is this going to set me back?
Yeah.
You know? Food is expensive. Gas is expensive. Like, electricity is expensive. Guningi,
Life.
you know. But to go back to your question, we visited a lot. We had visitors a lot. And I enjoyed the hell out of it. You know, I would even remember when it was time for our cousins and stuff to leave, I would be so sad, so depressed, honestly. Like, even like when you'd go back to school, I'd literally be morose for the next 2 weeks. I would literally like want to cry every single day just thinking about the fact that these people are gone, you know. Or when we leave and go back home, it was the most horrible time for me. I don't want to lie. I just loved that thing of like having people around and, you know, having different characters and learning from people. And I think it also helped me to kind of, you know, see what other people are like and, you know, experience. Like, it was almost a way of me experiencing the world through other people. So I really enjoyed it, you know. I really, really enjoyed it. And a few odd experiences here and there. But overall, I did enjoy it.
So whose family ideally would you want us to go visit during the festivities, December holidays? Do we go your side of the family for like a couple of days and then my side of the family a couple of days, or one side, or do we split it? What would be an ideal?
Ideally, we would, in the perfect world, I would say it would be fair to split it. You know, where we go to my side of the family for a portion, your side of the family for a portion. And I would say we alternate every year, like where we spend the most important days at, you know. Like, for instance, obviously, I would say Christmas is like the most important day, obviously, for most families. So I would say maybe 1 year, we still split it, but 1 year, that portion where it's the Christmas day, then we spend it with your family, and then the next year, the portion where it's, you know, the Christmas day, we spend it with my family, you know. But then also, there's this, and I actually don't know what it's meant to be or how it's meant to be like, but I also feel like there's almost a perception or like an unspoken rule that once you're married, as a female, you kind of have to spend it at your new family's house, or your holidays have to be spent with your in-laws, because now that's your family, you know. And yeah, it's like almost, and I don't know if it's my own, I'm delusional, it's my own personal perception, and it's not a real thing, but it just kind of feels like that's how it is. And it's almost like frowned upon if you as the wife expect your husband to spend time with your family, because it's like, ushatelela, so why is our ndodana now spending time with your family as if we are not shatelegin, you know? So it's like, I don't think it's, well, in my experience, it's never like been outright said, but it's just, I think you see the way people move or the way things are done, that it's almost like, no, we're not spending time at the lady's family's house because you're married, ma'am, and wo shatele githina as shatelanga gini. So yeah, so I don't know if that's a thing, or like I said, if it's me reading too much into things, but I feel like it's kind of the perception that once you're married as a female, you kind of ditch your family and you have a new family now.
So it's interesting that we are, delving into the two sides of the family, the husband's side and the wife's side. Now, my question is, which for me is the most valuable, in all these important days that you state, and we're talking about these holidays, and when do we dedicate and spend time with the family that we are building, which is, we have kids. It's you and I, we're partners.
Mm-hmm.
When do we dedicate time for our family during that time? Because, like we said, we're busy throughout the year, and now that we have time to just lay back a bit, when do we spend time as a family alone? No visitors, no visiting, just us, going through each and every day and different experiences and planning things with just the family that we are building. Is that not a priority?
Of course, it's
as
a
much
priority.
as it is for us to interact with both sides of the family. I kind of feel like, it's something that is not intentionally neglected, but is neglected.
Let me tell you, it's a tricky question for us, especially for me. The question you're asking me, because, okay, firstly, I need you to ask me, whose family do we go to?
Yeah.
That was the initial question. And based on that question, I answered, dang it. So I say we split it, right? But if you ask me what I would want and what I think would be the right thing, I would say what you're saying now is that build your own trend as the family that you are now creating. Build your own thing. Have your own time. If people want to come visit you, then they can. But now, corner, they visit for a short space of time and they go or whatever,
Please.
The tricky part now here in our situation is that unfortunately for us, it's not that clear cut and simple. Simply because you travel a lot during holiday season. You're hardly around, to be honest, or it's like erratic, like here and there you're around. And obviously, my situation with my mother, my other sister, and whatever. So, and a lot of my other family, like, they also have my cousins have their own kids and their own, situations going as well, right? And a lot of my other family is in a different province. So that means that now in the holiday season where I'm supposed to be resting or maybe having an enjoyable time or whatever, I'm alone with the kids majority of the time. That for me is not enjoyable. It's not restful. That's not to say I don't enjoy my kids or I don't enjoy spending quality time with them. But I didn't sign up to be a single parent, you see. And unfortunately, during the holidays, it can sometimes feel like that because you do travel a lot. And sometimes you might not be in town for the next 2 or 3 days during that period. And that leaves me alone with the kids. And it can be very strenuous at times. It can be very demanding, you know. And so, and now a time where I'm meant to also be on leave and resting from work and, you know, trying to rejuvenate for the following year, I end up going back not feeling rested at all. Or not having really spent quality time with you, because when you're traveling and then maybe you're back, and then when you're back, obviously because you've been traveling, sometimes you're tired, and I get it, you know. I don't want to be demanding and say, hey, let's do this, I need you to do this, I need you to do this, because I understand now it's not like you were out grooving, like you were out working, you were, you know, you're probably exhausted now when you get home and you just want to chill and enjoy that little bit of time that you are at home and want to relax before you have to go again.
And make you a single parent.
So during those times, honestly, it feels like, damn, I'm doing this by myself right now, you know, because you're not there a lot. And I understand that you're not there not because tandy. You're there because now you're working. You know, it just so happens, unfortunately, that the line of work you're in requires you to be away at a time where most people would now be spending quality time together. So, which means this particular question for us is very different, and it's not clear cut. Because yes, I want that. I want us to be spending quality time during that time, because I'm on leave, the kids are on holiday, you are also on, well, not really on holiday. I don't know what you're on, but
Partial.
But it's not like a holiday.
Partial holiday. Partial leave.
Yeah, so it ends up like being me and the kids. And like, and then that means automatically, like, if I have the option to have family over or visiting or whatever, I want to have that option, because I don't want to be spending time alone with the kids and just me and now day out. I don't have any adults around. It's just me and these kids every day. You know, like it's a lot. It's a lot, you know. And then by the time your work time dies down in that holiday period, I'm now going back to work.
Yeah.
When realistically do we have that quality time? Ideally. The quality time that we're meant to be having, when do we have it? Us in specific. But ideally, yes. That time for me, I would say it would be for you as the nuclear family, being the mother, the father, the kids, or the mother, the father, or the husband, wife, or partner and partner. That's the time where you, as the family you are creating, would ideally be spending quality time.
Yeah. So would it be different? Would you feel different if I wasn't traveling during that time?
Feel different about what?
Like about wanting family over.
Yeah, 100%. Like it's not to say I wouldn't want anyone over. I would still want some people over, maybe at least on like Christmas Day or something, or for like a weekend, or for like 2-3 days max.
We must go back to COVID
And then
and do these things virtually. So link up with my TV and Zoom.
No, my guy, like we're human beings, we're not robots. Like, we need human interaction with people. You know, I don't want to be Zooming and whatnot. As much as I actually, funny enough, enjoyed COVID and lockdown, and but I think I enjoyed it because that was also pre-kids for us, and it was you and I in the house, and it gave us time to actually also get to know each other a lot better, because it was obviously our first time living together, and now we were like cooped in the house together, but it was enjoyable. essentially I enjoyed it. I don't know about you. Maybe you were thinking, hell, when the hell is she leaving this house? But I enjoyed it.
It's
you know?
crazy. We've been living together for what, 4 years, 5 years, 4 years, 4 years.
When was COVID 2020 now? Yeah, 4 years.
Damn.
So, but
No, I'm just. No, I'm just.
so yeah, I actually enjoyed it.
Yeah,
But like I said, it's because we actually had the quality time that we're talking about now. You know. So yeah, I'm definitely for quality time.
Yeah.
But you can't, like, as an adult, you can't sit in a house 24/7 with just kids under the age of 4 and not have like quality interactions with other human beings.
Yeah, for
or
sure.
assistance with kids,
For
because
sure.
you can't just be you and the kids. And there's not even, let me not say you and the kids. When you have kids that young that are unable to fend for themselves still, and they need feeding and bathing and changing and this and that, it's the kids. Yeah. There's no such thing as me time.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, because even when they go and take a nap during the day,
You still gotta
you
do
now
stuff.
have to see, maybe you haven't washed dishes, maybe you need to take out laundry from the washing machine, you need to cook. There's always something to do. So this thing, also this, they lie to us, this thing of when the kids sleep, you must sleep. There's no such thing, man. Especially if you are, I feel so sorry for single parents, because I cannot imagine how difficult it is. It's a lot. Like, having kids and you doing it like by yourself primarily, it's very difficult.
Let's save that one for another episode.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's another one. That is.
Yeah.
Sure.
No,
Yeah, that one is it's a rabbit hole.
Yeah.
So ideally, it would be ideal to spread all the time throughout all families, right?
Only, like I said, only if there is no option of the quality time as our nuclear family.
Yeah, I think, your points are noted in terms of, like, when the kids are young, it's a mission, especially, when even if I wasn't traveling, it would still be a mission.
Yeah,
Yes, you'd have help.
Yeah,
You'd have more hand.
we'd
like
at
an
least
extra
be
set of
able
hands.
to spread the responsibilities, and but it's still a lot.
Yes, because remember that even when we're together, like, even when we do have help, the kids still want more of your attention.
Yes.
Right. So
Yes.
it automatically
Everything is mommy.
puts me, like, I'm not in that bracket. I can't force the kids. No, come sit with me, or come to me. If the kids want their mom, they want their mom.
Yeah.
If they want their dad, they want their dad.
Yeah.
During those times, and it's not like it's something that can be
Controlled. You
I
can't
think-
really control that. Yeah.
I think we are new parents, to young to kids, and we're obviously raising kids, and the different phases will kick in.
I think with every phase you'll be a new parent.
Yes,
Once
correct,
they hit
correct.
teenagehood,
Correct.
you'll be new parents to a teenager.
Correct. So, I personally think that mhlambe the nuclear time will come into play when, or rather, it will be a little less strenuous
Yeah.
the older they get,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And also, the question I have in my head is, the older the kids get, the more they don't want to be with their parents per se. Not that they mess with
They
their
want
parents,
to go to
but
sleepovers.
Yeah,
They want
yeah,
to visit.
yeah,
They want
yeah.
to go to their friend's house.
yes. And wouldn't this time, like now, between now and that time, be a foundation
Yeah.
of
for sure.
of how they, or where would they want to be during that time?
For sure. It would. I think, like we're saying, nuclear time is important at any stage of the kids' lives. More especially, I think, as they're younger, because you're building a foundation of what it means to be a family and what it means to be a nuclear family, and how to relate to family. We're learning each other, you know. They're learning us, we're learning them. And so it is very important to have that quality time in order to build a foundation, because sometimes I see, even with our kids, that they also still trying to figure out these two human beings. They're looking at us going at times, "Kahle kahle, like, what's going on with you?" Or "Unamba bani nambeni zonke kahle kahle wena?" They're also trying to figure us out, and we're trying to figure them out. And the only way for that to happen is to spend quality time. Is to have those moments where it's just you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's crucial.
And even like outside of kids, even as partners, it's important to spend quality time, especially as the years go, because you need that thing that's gonna, as life happens, sometimes you can feel like you're growing apart or losing touch with what the other person's doing or what's happening with them, or what's going on. And so it's very important to have those times where you're able to have quality time, come together and check in with each other, and rekindle or reignite, or just go, hey, it's been a while since we actually sat and chatted or watched a movie together, or just went out and had a drink together, whatever. So those times are very, very important. That quality time is very important, without any outside noise, and during the holidays is the best time, because now you're not going to work every day, you're not feeling the pressure and the stress of work every day, because honestly, having a long day at work and then coming back and trying to have quality time with your partner or your kids is very difficult. You've just come from stress, ukhathele, maybe you have to cook, now you have to bath the kids, and now you have to do sleep routine. You have like ngapha your partner's winking at you like, hey, hey baby. And you're like, yo my guy, whoa. You're like, my man, wait, there's still me. Your work is not done for the day. So
service,
bruh. So like, it's trying to fit all of those things into a 24-hour day with work and all this other stuff can be very tricky. So holiday time, when you guys are on leave or on holiday or whatever, it's the best time, because your minds are a lot clearer and you're really able to decompress and tap into each other again during that time. So it's very, very important to have time together without any outside noise or outside people.
Let's zone back into the families now, the challenges, right? So how do you deal with, we're now at my family, we're visiting my family, or my family has visited, and something happens that you feel is inappropriate, is not of the values of how we raise our kids, or how we run a household, or how we live our lives. Obviously, it's different if they're visiting us and when we are visiting them.
Yeah.
You can't instill our household ways and rules in another household.
Yeah.
How do you go about that? And I'll go first, right?
Okay.
For me, anything that is a challenge that I'll pick up in case offside from your side of the family, if they're visiting or if we're visiting, I would I'll always address it with you first. I'll always speak to you first, and preferably have you address it. And the reason being, they're not used to me like that. So my tone or my stance or my facial expression, whatever it is, could be blown out of proportion. I'm not saying that I'm trying to be light for going at the challenge. I mean, at whatever it is that I noticed. But for me, it's a smoother transition, and I would prefer to be guided by you, seeing as it is. Yes, we're all family, but I'm being integrated, and yourself vice versa as well. So not to have a situation whereby it is reported wrongfully to you. Because anything can happen. I.e., let's say I reprimand a teenager for whatever it is, and then they come to you and they say, I grabbed their hand forcefully. Maybe I didn't do that. So those are these are the blurred lines, and the reason why I always prefer to let me go and report to Ungoskazi Khan, so that it is not. Obviously, there are some instances that will require me to act immediately. Should it be necessary. Especially when it involves the kids and their safety.
Sure.
I can't now. Oh, okay, this happened. Let me go and I will deal with the matter at hand, but I'll still go to you and say feedback. Hey, I saw this and this and this. For me, obviously, this is nonchalant. There was a cup of boiling water right on the edge of the counter in the kitchen, and our daughter, who can reach, was right there. Anything could have happened, and I had to, please, can we avoid? And not everyone has young children, so maybe what try and but it's still something that needs to
be addressed,
and still need to feed back to you. Because with kids, an accident at any time, and it could easily be put to but Ubongewe was there and she didn't say anything.
Yes.
Or Umangoba was there and he didn't say anything. So why am I at fault? So I know I was long-winded there, but I've answered you, I think.
For sure.
And what's your stance on that?
I agree with you 100%. I would do exactly the same thing. If I have an issue, to avoid my words being misconstrued or my intentions being twisted, I'm coming to you about it to say, hey, this is what happened, or this is what I've experienced, or this is what I saw, and I'm not really pleased about it. Please, can you assist or address it if possible?
Because humans are conniving.
100%. Right? And sometimes it's like, maybe if you it's something that will maybe bruise someone's ego, it might not be intentional, but then afterwards when they're speaking about it, because maybe they felt the ego felt bruised because I approached them about something, and it's not how it went.
And this could sorry to cut in, my love. This could even be like a year later.
100%.
Which makes it worse.
Yes, and remember also sometimes people, something that's done to someone or is perceived to be done to someone, lo muntu kumbula differently situation. It's this exact same situation can be perceived differently by two people who were in it. So to avoid especially because unfortunately sometimes, in fact a lot of the times, obviously your in-laws or my in-laws as kulanga song, So maybe they don't understand.
The points will always be.
They don't understand your character properly, or they don't understand my character properly.
We'll never fully
like I
see
know
eye to
for
eye.
myself, sometimes I do have a tendency to have a resting bitch face. So I might be perceived as being rude or being standoffish or whatever when it's really not the case. I know you can also come across as very stern, very strict, a lot of the time. So maybe your tone can be perceived as you being harsh or whatever, So because if it's the other side of the family, they don't know you yet or understand you. This is just how you are. This is how you're very frank. You're very straightforward. When you approach things, you don't dilly-dally around issues. You don't sugarcoat. You shine, but hit the nail on the head.
Which is why it's important to deal with, to address it immediately.
Yes.
And
yes.
And ingangena
emendweni wakho.
Yes.
Gcina usenenkinga in your partnership or in your marriage.
Because your sibling who's your favorite, who you're close with, comes back and you guys are having lunch 6 months later and they say, on Christmas Day, which is that I didn't want to ruin the festivities. Unkosikazi wakho wathi nokuthi wayenza kanje nokanje nakanje. You feel me?
Yeah.
And you not, if ukuthi into ehlezi offside now, or it is a situation that you felt you needed to feed back to me, you would have.
Yes.
And if you didn't,
now
as
a
partners,
year later,
as partners, Tina, I understand that. I understand that it's not a biggie.
Yeah.
It's not something that you didn't raise it. You didn't even raise it a day later or 2 days later. Generally, you would raise it.
Yeah.
There was a situation that happened that was, even if it was a light conversation, it's still crucial for you to raise it because of situation and scenario I'm putting now. Because abantu bayaxabanisana, and even if it might seem unintentional, right? But subconsciously they want people on their side.
Yeah, 100%.
Right. So this is now family. I think these are the challenges of family or humans in general, whether it's workplace, friendships, etc. But obviously we're talking about family now, and it's very delicate because we still need to see one another over and over and over again through hardships, through happy times, or a situation like that could result in us not seeing each other until someone dies. Because now 6 months later we're having this lunch, siblings C says, hey, this and this and this. What I want jail when I know because you told me. I said, oh, okay, cool. Then I know how to deal with it or scrutinize it or look into it, right? Should it happen? And I mean, for me, I think it's already messed because it took that long.
Yes.
Right? So it's been brewing.
Yes.
So you've been developing a resentment towards my partner.
Yeah.
And or vice versa, a resentment towards me from your side. So the following year comes and it's Easter time and whatever the case may be, and maybe they were out here and it's time for us to go out there, and we're being told now, nah, it's cool, we got plans. Knowing us, we're like, no, it's all good.
Yeah.
And then it's the next time and there's plans again, and there's the next time, and obviously it's like
after some time we're like, actually,
okay, cool, something is up from an altercation that bruised an ego, like you're stating, and was not addressed, and now was addressed separately.
And unfortunately, a lot of people don't like quote unquote conflict, And so you keep quiet and you draw your own conclusions instead of addressing something there and there, you know. Where if something was addressed then and there, it can be dealt with at that time. We get rid of any misconceptions or clear any bruised egos, and we keep it moving. But like you said, if you wait like a year, during that time, your heart
yes, you develop,
like you develop resentment,
yes.
you know, and
I think
and so it's like the scenario you're explaining. It's honestly, it's best in Jewuti. If I have an issue with your family member, I come to you,
yes.
because also it avoids a he said she said situation, like you're saying, you know, where now when it's coming back to me or it's coming back to you, for instance, it's coming back in a different ways. If I want my spice, nama aromates, nama norox, nan.
Always the case. Remember, people are defensive.
Yes.
Naturally.
Yes,
you know,
and
people
you're
don't
never
like being in
going
a corner.
to. And a lot of people, when you tell a story of an altercation, you're never gonna tell, or people hardly ever tell what they did wrong or the bad or the negative part of, or the toxic part of what they did in that situation. They always tell it from this perspective, from the perspective of the other person being wrong. So when I'm also sees with story, uzosizwa half baked.
Yeah. And the defensive part is when now
You understand.
You know, it's like, it's the beginning of instilling questions and doubts.
100%.
Right.
100%.
You know what I mean? Because
especially because now, to remember, if it's your family, now they're gonna expect you to come to their aid because you are that person's sibling or parent or aunt or cousin or whatever. So they expect you to automatically have allegiance to them as family. Meanwhile, it's like also, but you're my partner, you know. So Nami, I'm expecting your allegiance as my partner because I'm like, you know me and you know that I'm not that type of person, or I am whatever. But now, sega compete
yes,
because your family wants you to take their side. I want you to take my side, obviously, as my partner as well. So there's no need for sides because as my family member, and Nami, I do the same with my family, and there's no room for a spice.
You know, I heard something from a wise man yesterday. He said to me, being truthful to your truth, because you can't say the truth, right? Because my truth
is different from my truth.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so being truthful to your truth is not going to put you in the most favorable positions with your family.
Yeah, that's very true.
That was a wise man yesterday. An old wise man. He said, stick to your truth because this is your life, that you are going to be on your deathbed one day and you're going to reflect on the decisions that you took on your life.
Very wise man.
Right? So don't ever sit. I mean, we just to recap a little bit, you know, we're still talking about the families, and the question here is whose family do we go to, or which family visits during the festivities, you know, the December holidays or the Easter holidays. You know, obviously this is in perspective of a South African, but you know, we've delved into it and we've gone wider and wider because these are all the challenges that come with these times. You know, yes, it's happy times, but remember, not everyone is genuinely happy. So not everyone is able to bring like a good vibe or a good energy at all times to an environment. But these people are your family. So now you need to you operating with different people, including yourself. You know, you're not always going to be jolly, but you know, as long as you are truthful And a lot of squabbles start during those times, during the happy times. They start in the kitchen with the woman, you know. They start outside with the men, you know, and it's always like, I mean, umuntu asimali, not everyone's gonna like them. You know, so as long as we can, you know, as partners, we are able to navigate our truth and stick to our truth and be able to speak immediately
Yeah.
when there's a scenario, the situation, and not let it build up, because it builds up.
It
You know,
does.
Motula, it builds up, and by the time upodla, you obviously now angry, and you've started creating like scenarios in your head. Oh, now this person's always hated me because I remember this and this and this and this and this and this. You know, but at the end of the day, you know, we definitely need to combine the families.
Yeah.
You know, and I wanted to. I mean, we've got 10 minutes left of this episode. I also wanted to raise Guti, even if there's prominent members in any family that don't fuck with the partner, the family is still broad enough for you to be able to spend time with. Not everyone, umndeni doesn't function ngengqondo eyodwa
Yeah.
or ngenhliziyo eyodwa.
Yeah. 100%.
So you can still there's still people you can spend time with or dedicate time to spend with them,
Yeah.
or
100%.
them visit you. You know, I think especially the one thing that I feel that we need to learn as a people and as us as a unionship is to, it's difficult. It's really, really difficult. I'm currently learning it. You know, you are guiding me. And I think I really think we should investigate in doing more of it. I'm gonna say let our guard down, because obviously when you are visiting people, when they're visiting you, they're in your space or you're in their space, and that's letting your guard down. That does take a lot of maturity from the individuals involved, especially the adults, because the adults are the ones that make those decisions, right?
Yeah.
You know, the kids could love one another, but if the adults have egos, they go, I need lap or I see lap, whatever
Yeah.
the case may be. We need to investigate in doing more of it, especially for those that are further away. Even if it doesn't have to be a long time,
Yeah.
but I think we need to investigate in, hey, let's go see XYZ for 2 days, 3 days, and the other way around. In that way, we do not pass a year without touching the family, the greater family, because we know we're not going to be on phones with everyone
Yeah.
every day or every week. It's a tough one. You know, but if we can investigate in dedicating time in getting to spend a little bit more time with different people, you know, within the family, I think that would be dope, you know.
Yeah, I agree. I think for me, to close off what I want to say, and I think the biggest, I think, takeaway from this and our experiences is that what you've taught me more than anything is learning to have healthy boundaries.
Yes, that's very important.
And I think
That's the most important.
yes, I think that, and that's why I'm bringing it there, is because the biggest thing I've learned about this is that you can have a great time with extended family members, you know, being around each other and being able to let your guard down if you and your partner have decided on the healthy boundaries that you are going to put in place for your extended family, because that is when the issues happen. It's if you do not have an understanding of who your partner is and what your partner likes and doesn't like, and what your partner appreciates, doesn't appreciate, and what their boundaries are, if you don't have an understanding of that, when you have your family over or you go and visit family, without being able to respect your partner's boundaries, you are going to delelisa your partner with your family.
Yeah.
You know, your family will get to know how to treat your partner via what you allow your family to do around your partner and in your partner's space. And that can be a very tricky and scary time for you trying to navigate, making sure that you're pleasing your partner while still letting your family know that you still love them and you still appreciate them, but I'm trying to nagagela my partner's feelings as well. You know, because automatically, a lot of the times, your family just expects you to be at their beck and call. They expect you to do everything. They expect, because bonabas wena and umuntu wabo, they expect ukuthi anything abayidinga, anything abayifunayo, anyway abafuna, but whether bafuna ukuvakasha at the drop of a hat, or they want to stay and not say ukuthi okay ngiyahlala ngizohamba ngalesikhathi ngizohamba on this date, they expect you to accept it, or have like almost an unspoken expectation that anything goes. And unfortunately, once you're with a partner, it's not your family's household. It's not my family's household, and it's not his family's household either. It's our household that we are building.
Yes.
And we have to have healthy boundaries in place for our family. Your partner has to understand you. You have to understand your partner. Let me make sure that my family understands that this is how things are done here. And the only way that can happen is if you mend your fence and your side of your family and manage their expectations. And anytime you see these boundaries are being crossed, you stop it dead in the tracks and you put a line in the sand and say, whoa, ngiyakuthanda, but whoa. This is where the line is, because I know once we cross this line, my partner's not going to be happy. And I don't want that, because nina once nahamba imine ngisala nalo muntu la endlini, and I want to keep the dignity of our relationship whilst still wanting to keep my relationship with my family as well. But ngiphila nalo muntu, ngiyamthanda, I care for them, and I want them to also feel comfortable whilst we have my family, and vice versa.
Yeah.
You know, so the most important thing out of all of this, ukuthi niyaphi ubano zayo, it doesn't matter. The most important thing is having healthy boundaries in place.
I think, agreed. It's consistency, right? Even to add to what you're saying, ukuthi nje ukuba consistent. Remember, we're also raising humans in our kids. Mm-hmm. So we cannot have double standards.
Yes.
Ukuthi makhona abantu sibehave kanje. Makhona mangekho abantu behave kanje. We keep it consistent. The disciplines still remain. Mm-hmm. You know, the disciplines still remain, so that they know nabo to be consistent beings in the way they move.
Yeah, 100%.
You know?
To actually, funny enough, I had a situation like that with visitors.
Mm-hmm.
You know, our son was getting out of hand, and you know, we have our calm down time. You sit in your room or in a corner.
You have calm down time.
Okay, I do the calm down time. You sit in a corner, you think about your life, and then you come out when you've thought about your life and you've calmed down. So I did it with my son. My son obviously tried it and was calling the other person to come and take them out. And that other person was going there to take them out. I said, no. I said, he's going in that corner. He's going to sit in that corner. These are the rules of this house. I said he must sit there. He will sit there until I remove him. No one is going to remove him out of there. And so, yes, you are very right. Like the kids even need that consistency. I would imagine myself when I want to anything goes and you can act a fool. No. Because that's also when kids have that thing, because they have that perception or when Usbanban is around, we can do whatever we want.
100%.
So you also want your kids to understand even if banga you make sure what we've instilled in you keep even when you go to someone else's house.
Yeah, just leaving the house in general. Even if they're leaving and going to stay on their own.
Yes.
They will have centers. They can deviate, they can change. Obviously, they'll take what they take.
Yes.
But they know that there's centers. They will always know that there's centers. You know when you're going home, there's things that don't fly.
Yes.
Whether you're 40 or there's just things that don't fly here.
Yeah.
And it's the same. It's just the consistency of knowing and upholding certain respects.
Yeah.
And standards and principles and disciplines that have been instilled in you, that have been consistent over the years and over time, and not mattering where you are, who you're with, because that's going to create a human being or an adult that is going to play different people and become very manipulative.
Yeah, he's going to be a jack of all trades in terms of personalities.
Yeah, we've come to the end of episode 5.
Yes.
We're going strong. We appreciate each and every single listener / viewer. Thank you for our 31 subscribers. Please like, subscribe, share with your world. And we appreciate all the criticism and the topics that are suggested. We appreciate them a lot.
We don't only have criticisms, how?
Yes,
we also have compliments.
Yes, of course, definitely. We appreciate
the love. We really do appreciate it, guys. Help us to grow.
Yes.
This experience, I'll call it an experience, because, that's essentially what we're trying to take people on a journey of, life, love, whatever. So please share it. Don't hog all this knowledge. Share it.
Song of the week. What's your song of the week?
My song of the week, I heard a rendition of this song on Instagram a couple of weeks ago, and it was just so amazing, and I had to go and listen to the original. My song of the week is Zoe Modiga, Phansi.
Nice. My song of the week is Woodblock DJs featuring Casper Nyovest, Costa, Buzili, Kane Kid, and Tony Daimani. Scooter Baba remix. Yebo Baba.
Scooter Baba.
Peace and love to all of you. We appreciate you. Until the next one.
Enjoy the holidays, guys. We love you from after the honeymoon. Bye.
Zaijian.